to these kinds of situations over there in Tijuana. And Moose, you were asking, who is the young Link? He is Kyros, Mazer Kyros from Los Angeles. So make sure to check him out. Try to look him out on Twitter. Find the handle, and if you do, put it in chat. All right, now here we go again. Another opportunity for them to adapt, to fix their mistakes, or at least their shortcomings when it came to that previous game. Of course, I'm speaking about Kyros. Even though he was doing pretty well, he almost brought it back by the end. So I don't hesitate. And we get to see another long set. Oh, I like that, and I'm sure you guys too.
I mean, for Rugal, he does a really good job of understanding how Young Link's recovery works. He was able to punish the tether, he was able to punish the up B. So that's already good signs for just Rugal to understand how can I get this character out of the screen. For Kyros here, it's going to be a question of, okay, how can I actually get in and avoid damage? Because he's been taking a lot of damage. Look at this. Few percent. Kyros is off the stage, almost gets clipped on the downer here, but Rugal being a little bit too aggressive is going to create an opening for Kyros on the landing.
Yeah, he needs to start respecting those landing opportunities, landing situations where he knows the Young Link's speed, burst options, and mobility will facilitate these kinds of punishes, right? You don't want to get caught in those arrows. You don't want to get caught in those drag downs that we saw that are so effective by the ledge. So Rugal needs to slow it down a little bit. He's doing really well, but if he makes the wrong call, Kyros will capitalize from it and just bring it back out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then good for Rugal to actually use the limited blade beam there just to buy himself some time to get back on the stage. That's the thing about a good Cloud main.
Challenge projectiles too.
Exactly, right? You need to not be afraid to burn limit. Don't be too greedy, man. Sometimes you gotta burn that limit and get back on the stage because it's much more worth it to just use it and to just let yourself die with it.
I agree, 100%. And of course, I believe he's trying to keep the economy on those up Bs because he knows that Young Link is just so good at putting out those bombs. Oh, he gets
yeah.
Well, he was all out for it.
And I don't blame him too because the way that Young Link is going to make the recovery here, and then also if he didn't clip Kyros had a bomb in hand, and if that would have definitely reset the up B for Kyros, and now even stocks a piece on both players. Let's see how things go so far.
Charging the limit up to 99%, so he's one hit away. There you go from getting it. But this is where you don't want to find yourself on the combo routes of Young Link, where he will actually get you pretty beat up if you let him just get away with it.
Yeah.
It's really dangerous if you do.
So for Rugal, he shows up early signs of a backup, but he's able to just land and then just plant his feet on the ground. So at this point, he's looking for stage control or just the opportunity. Good stuff on Kyros, angling the shield.
I'm a little scared about those drag downs we've seen. Oh, but more, you should be more scared about that Kokiri sword. It's insanely fast, insanely good. The link is for so long too, Vance. What can you do about it?
Not much here, but so far, Rugal at 150, he's looking just slightly trying to break through here on Kyros. Gets the cross slash, gets a little bit of control, reads the landing. He's got himself an edge guard here, but not the down air just yet.
Let it rip.
He's waiting for that last. He's waiting for the prime opportunity here too to just get Kyros at such a rough angle to recover. They can just let the blade beam rock.
Here we go. Oh, that's the thing though. You were right. The fact that he didn't use it, he didn't use the limit, get something started. He was just waiting for the right moment, and that moment just slipped. So now we gotta go back to dealing without it. Not that he needs it, but he needs to be very aware of how he lands if he doesn't want to get caught up by Link's abusive speed.
Yeah, and that's kind of what caught him there coincidentally here. Yeah, I'm sorry, Marco. I usually confuse him at times, but Kyros able to get that dash attack over Rugal on the landing, but also good stuff on Rugal. Like, you didn't see him burn limit because he never found an actual opportunity where the limit would have been worth using.
Right.
At that point, you want to save it into that last second where you know, okay, cool, I have Kyros on the back foot. This is where I can burn limit. And when we saw it on Kyros' up recovery, they've seen it even to buy him time to get back on the stage. In that case, it is worth you holding on to limit for that very last second, even if you lose it.
Yeah, that would make sense. Look at him go, trying to get something started, not getting the spike on that downer, not getting anything actually, and look very intelligent, just dropping that the cross slash before it got even harder, worsely punished by Young Link's insane speed.
Okay, so far, we're seeing Rugal here take a little bit of a lead. Gets this. That pretty much was putting Kyros off the stage. And at this point, Rugal, So he waits, good patience there, because he knows that bomb only gives Kyros a second up special. Doesn't give him another jump, so he waited for that last opportunity.
I do believe he waited a little too long, if I'm honest with you, because that was a little telegraphed, a little too easy for Rugal to figure out the pattern,
Yeah.
the right moment to wait for it. Maybe if he had done it like in a little bit more unexpected situation. Weird that it did use the limit. Never mind, as he charged it, the up B came out and it became a limit Klim hazard, which is a bit of a not a waste, but he wasn't even that far away from the ledge.
It's funny because we still call it Climb Hazard, but in the Final Fantasy VII remake, it's called Ascension.
Okay.
Which is really interesting, but that's just a little tidbit for something else.
Huh.
For those of you who
No,
played,
I that's actually good information. I'm pretty sure I've read somewhere that it is Clim Hazard.
So
So I used to call it Climb Hazard, and that's the wrong way to calling it.
Really quick, in Final Fantasy VII, the original, it's called Climb Hazard, but in the remake, it's actually called Ascension, which is really interesting.
Okay. Now there you go.
Little fun fact for anybody who has played the
Thank you.
games.
We appreciate it. All right, so now the opportunity for Rugal to consolidate himself in this stock. It's still a very sizable lead, not much to lose, but we've seen Kyros just bring those stocks back, at least in the percentage department. He's just so good at just going in and out and letting it rip, but just like that, the limit cross slash does take the stock.
Yeah, kind of catches Kyros standing a little bit too aggressive there. So yeah, limit cross slash and does take care of that. Cross slash to kind of break through, and you see that forwarder because if it's able to connect another forwarder, you can actually just potentially chase your opponent after that forwarder. But the ending lag on forwarder is just so good that he's able to act, and even with these double up airs, he's able to still land and punish Kyros either way.
Oh yeah, like he's just recognizing where he's gonna land. I don't know if Kyros is not mixing up his landings as well as he should. Just like that, it allows Rugal to just get away with them, and you cannot afford that, especially at this point. I do believe we are in. Oh yeah, we're in winter still, right? But yeah,
These losers. So it is best of 5, but it is loser set here, and this puts Rugal up 2-1 over Kyros.
Right.
In this case, yeah, Kyros was being a little bit too aggressive with those down airs because of recovery, and then Rugal just pretty much took that as straight real estate.
Yeah.
Punished him for it, and then now he's pretty much on set point.
Yes. Rugal absolutely taking advantage of those patterns that are recognizable, that are exploitable, especially with Cloud's insane range. Rugal has been super precise when it comes to spacing. I think that's one of the most key components in this matchup in particular. You don't want to get caught up in those projectiles, but you also need to keep your spacing just enough so you're still within range, but not to get comboed yourself.
Nice, and immediately after the upbeat, usually at earlier percents, one thing to note is that we see Rugal go for the upper. Because the earlier percents, because of that Clim Hazard popping you up, you are able to possibly follow with an upper. That's great. What a read. And he's caught Kyros at least 3 times off with that. So you know that Rugal is looking to put Kyros at such a disadvantage that he knows that is guaranteed.
Yeah, he's on point right now. His recognition patterns are just insane. At this point, Rugal feels quite comfortable. He's just going for those empty hop grabs because he knows that Kyros right now is at a bit of a hind legs, like just waiting, caught up in the defensive mode. Even though Young Link is really good at the offensive, he's still getting punished by this. Like, he's rushing a little too much, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that too is that Rugal is able to just break through on Kyros in terms of neutral because he's able to just get that cross up and also get the back air. That's going to be an uppy quick punish. Nothing much after that one, but it's good for Rugal just to let Kyros know I will punish you afterwards. And the end like from forward smash is enough for that up smash.
He didn't take the stock, so that's weird. I did not expect that, but the reversal situation there from Kyros, taking advantage of the up B, which is something that we haven't seen so far. We know that it works, especially with Link, and well, most of the Links, actually, all the Links get that, but we haven't seen that from Kyros just yet up until this point. So it's interesting to try to bring it back despite the huge lead. I would love to see a little bit of cheese bands, not gonna lie to you.
I think the only thing, the only chance here is that Rugal is, well, I was going to say what it's going to look for is to catch Kyros in the middle of a jump. We did see that blade beam kind of at the ledge.
Yep.
Exactly. That's what he wants to do, is that he wants to force Kyros into a situation where he knows I can get him for sure. And that's going to be in the air, because, being above Cloud is not necessarily the best thing.
Right.
You're going to get juggled by up air, and you're going to be hit by up smash. not a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially when it comes to landing like that or punishing any techs, Rugal is just on point, using those up Bs to try to punish as effectively, even if it's just chip damage. It works. The lead is there. Why not extend it with easy stuff just like this?
Yeah,
Okay, nice.
a little bit risky there on Kyros on that really hard landing for the down air, but you know what? Sometimes we'll take those. Yeah, I was gonna say. It's good for, so Kyros will go for that because at earlier percents, it can lead to a possible combo, and then this will get Kyros started on the right foot, especially on that stock. But unfortunately, that was a lot too much of a risk here, and now we're seeing Rugal looking to just run away with this lead. A lot big risk reward factor there for Kyros, but like I said, if that had hit, it would have been such a potential strong combo for him.
Y cuidado aquí, careful right now, because this is the opportunity
Yeah.
that Rugal wants to take, and he takes it just like that. He advances further into the loser side of bracket. We're moving on to losers finals. That's Rugal staying from Tijuana. He gets to stay at the bracket at the setup, and his opponent is gonna. Is it AC?